Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Punchline Pixels. I'm joined today by the immaculately attractive and superbly intelligent and thought-provokingly knowledgeable Trevor Olson.
Oh my gosh! Wow, thank you.
Well, it's quite the intro,
Special.
isn't it? It's probably
That's
one of my
special.
most complimentary intros that I've ever done.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But, I reserved it for the right person, too.
I hope I can live up to that.
Hey, big shoes, big feet,
Yeah.
I've always said you had big feet, too.
Yeah.
I always meant it as a compliment, too.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah. So for people not in the know, which is pretty much everybody listening, Trevor is a good friend of mine. How long have we known each other now?
20 years?
Is it?
15?
Well, what age did we meet at? Maybe decently irrelevant, but
19, 20. No, 19.
Did we met
The first time we hung out was Hollywood.
in California?
In California.
That's right,
Yep.
dude. Hey,
And
wow.
I was 19 at the time, so yeah.
Wow. So I was probably. Are we the same age?
Yeah.
1989.
I think you're a year older than
Okay. So yeah. I'm the old man out there. So
That's right.
yeah, that's kind of cool though. How serendipitous of a relationship
I
to hang
know.
out for the first time in Hollywood. That's pretty
And
cool.
here we are.
I forgot about that. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Here's to another episode of Punchline Pixels. Thanks for joining us today. Folks,
Very excited to be here.
Absolutely. If you're interested in getting the background on this fine specimen right here and also talking about our top 3 favorite open world games, then stay tuned. But starting off, Trevor, we're going to take it back. We're going to take it back to little fetus Trevor Olson, your mother and your father. They consummated. They created you. Here you are in the world. Do you remember your first gaming moment? Do you remember the first time playing a video game?
Actually, yeah, I do. I think it was Star Fox.
Star Fox 64 or
Yeah.
Super Nintendo?
60.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't know. I think it was Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's wild.
Long time ago.
Where was it your system? Did you guys own a system
No.
growing up?
It was my grandfather's, actually. I don't know
Wow.
why he had a system.
That's so
but
wild.
Yeah.
Well, my grandparents had one too, but it was for the grandkids. So that may have been the
that's
same
probably
thing.
what it was.
Uh-huh.
And I remember it because in hindsight, I remember thinking that the graphics were just as good as they are now back then. And this was like 95, 96 maybe. I don't know, somewhere around there, mid to late 90s.
Yeah. Very well may have been Star Fox 64 then. If it was 95 or something,
Yeah,
it probably
was. I know it was Star Fox. I don't remember what system, but yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
even if you look at the original Star Fox was Super Nintendo, but it was the first time they made 3D graphics on the Super Nintendo.
That's probably what it was. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was next, like for me, my little mind, it was next level.
Dude, it was next level for everybody who played that game too. And
Yeah.
even Star Fox 64 was too, man. What
Yeah.
a fucking great game too.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel like this is a foreshadowing comment, but I didn't know what I was doing in that game. And I'm realizing I don't think it was Star Fox's fault either.
So, okay,
But
so what
as
was
much fun as I had, it was entertaining.
Dude,
I didn't need to know what I was doing.
and that you're right. I've noticed that too when I look back at like even old movies I consumed and old games I consumed before I had this like heavy discernment. I enjoyed them just at face value. Like I can look back at like old movies and I can think of an example. Lord of War. You remember that movie with Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage, yeah.
It's awful. I've gone back and tried to watch it and I can't
Yeah.
stand it. I used to fucking love that movie, bro.
You watched it on repeat.
Yeah.
I did
At
too.
fucking Carrier Street, I'm pretty sure we did, dude. A house we lived at together.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes, there's a certain double-edged sword with like getting into writing or cinematography or any sort of creative endeavor that like you start to have this like really discerning eye because you're honing your craft and you're realizing all the holes in all the other craft that you enjoyed previously.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes our worst thing we can do is go and play an older game or watch an older movie that hasn't held up well to time.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking like Kurosawa or Kubrick,
Right.
maybe that's different, older cinema that does hold up. But I'd
Mhm.
say on the whole, older movies are just like hard. I even think like the old excuse me. I think even the old Star Wars are so hard to watch now.
Yeah. I know. I think they're easier to watch than like the middle, like episode 1 and stuff like that. To be
Aren't
honest.
they? Honestly, they're
like-
all bad.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
They're not
dude.
great.
No, even the new ones.
It's fandom and it's nostalgia
Yep.
that keeps it alive.
Yep.
And I'm a fan of like the new stuff.
And I can't stand them. But they're the best looking Star Wars we've ever had.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's the one thing I'll always give it. I couldn't stand the story though. Oh man, I could have a whole episode bitching about the new Star Wars trilogy. But the Mandalorian was cool.
But that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I guess,
The new trilogy, super weak for me personally.
Yep. It's hit or miss though, because I was gonna just to be just so you know, it's not every Star Wars thing that comes out. There's a lot of misses too.
I'd say most of them are misses. It's rare when
I
they
won't even
hit.
give them a chance. I watch
Yeah,
them and I judge it based off trailers. And I'm like, I know this isn't going to be as good as The Mandalorian because now they're all they're piggybacking
you're
off of
right. You're
Mandalorian.
right. And no, that was almost like lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
rare circumstance that something like that worked. And
Yep.
I just think like what's his face Favreau behind the Mandalorian. You just
Yep.
need a good visionary behind it, and even like a good actor and a good visual direction.
Well, just to make a point, I think I'm not comparing him to Kurosawa or Kubrick, but he's that you need that mind, somebody that knows, that sees it for what it is.
Yeah.
Star Wars needed him more than he needed. You know what I mean?
Well, he did the same thing for Marvel.
Yeah.
He was involved in
Right.
the first Iron Man, and look what they became. Now you
Yep.
can maybe say Kevin Feige had more to do with that than necessarily Favreau did himself, but like
Yeah.
that's not cut him short. Like the guy
Yeah.
really took that franchise idea and ran with it, man. Like,
Yep.
and look what they did, man. Like it's so we'll probably never see something as successfully done as the Marvel connected
Yeah.
cinematic universe.
I agree.
And no matter what you think about the movies personally, the fact that they're able to interconnect 15 to 18 years worth of movies or
Yeah.
whatever it was
Yep.
into a connected story in the end, that's really fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
And again, you may see them try to do it again. I don't know if they do it as well as they
Right.
did before. You know,
I think it was like that was the first. It was right time at the right place at the right time kind of
Yep.
a thing.
Yep. And no one had done it.
Kind
It
of
was
works.
revolutionary, dude. You know,
I don't know if that was like their plan or if they were like, you know what, this could work, because they do rewrite stuff to make it
of course. Yeah.
work
Yeah.
into something
Yeah.
that already
Yeah.
exists.
Or like a re-release will have like an extended scene at the end of the credits that wasn't there during the original.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yep.
does connect those. I can't remember if the first Iron Man did. I think it did have an end credit sequence, but it was for Iron Man 2. I don't recall. So
Okay.
it wasn't necessarily connecting the franchises as it was just connecting the Iron Man movies. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep.
So, anyways, enough about that. But needless to say, sometimes it's harder to play an older game and realize how crummy it is comparative to newer ones. That's
Yeah.
not always the case. There's definitely a lot of. I mean, you look at the old Mario games; those games will still hold up.
Yep.
Those things are timeless, man. No matter how many times they re-release it and make new Mario games, those ones will always hold the test
Yeah.
of time. You know.
Yep.
And they saved the games industry. It was in a downward slope, and then when Mario came out, that's
Yeah.
when it started projecting again. Otherwise, who knows? We may not even have video games in the form that we have them in. So, Thank you, Miyamoto and Star Wars Mario.
Yes, thank you.
It's slightly offensive.
Cut that out.
So, anyways, we're going back.
It's respectful, though. It is.
You're
I
right.
think.
Hi. Do I have to do that when I'm doing it? So, what was your first gaming system you owned then? Do you remember?
I think PlayStation
Don't
1.
smack your beer.
I think it was PlayStation 1. I'm almost certain.
Those are good times, man.
No, I take it back. It was Super Nintendo.
Oh, awful times.
Yeah, but same thing. I remember that also. I think when I'm talking video games and talk like old video games,
Yep.
that started it all for me. It's just that contrast between what I thought was like next level graphics,
Yep.
which was at the time.
Yep.
But I like when I think about playing, there's like weird like biker mice or something like that, and it was literally like a top-down scroller where it was just like all you did was go up and left and right.
Interesting.
And then, but I remember thinking it was like I was in that world, and now I watch it like on YouTube or something,
Yeah.
and it's all pixelated, and I'm like, what? I thought this was like real life.
Isn't that crazy?
But in my head,
Yeah.
until I see it again,
Yeah.
now in my head, I think it looks
Yep.
like real life.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like that, like you're saying, that nostalgic connection of the experience you had at that time
Yeah.
and the emotions it evoked, you know? And
Yep.
we were just talking about that in the last episode we did where we were doing our top 3 scariest games. And I talked about this moment that scared me as a kid with this old Windows 95 game. And I can retroactively look and be like, I know it's not scary. But
Yeah.
what it did to me at that time will never be matched. The experience that I had, and even if I went back and did it now, there's no way I'd feel that again. You know, it's just time and place, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yep.
So first system is an SNES. then.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember first game you really got into then owning that? Was it Mario or like were you anything
No,
else?
I remember playing Mario, and like Yoshi had a game too.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
Yoshi's Island, I'm pretty sure is what it was.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
so. Yeah, I know I played those. I think like NBA Jam or something.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, NBA
Something
Jam
like that.
was
It's like
that
a
time
NBA,
period. So
yeah. And I know it wasn't PlayStation, so it had to have been Super Nintendo.
Yeah, most likely,
And then,
because once it's PlayStation, they went 3D, and NBA Jam, at least the one I'm thinking of, was not 3D. It was still pixels.
yeah,
Yeah. Still good. It was like 32-bit, like a Super Nintendo, not 16-bit like an old Nintendo.
right.
You know what I mean? So it was
Yep.
still like nicer graphics. But
Mhm.
yeah, dude. Again, a time period that'll never be recaptured. You'll never have like that innocence to gaming. Nowadays,
Yeah.
it's so raw and visceral with the graphics. It's like it's a shame, that
Yeah.
kids won't get to experience like the growth of gaming the way that we did. Like
Yep.
we grew up with gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming was growing up alongside of us, and now I don't know how much better it can get. It's VR, it's immersion.
Yeah.
Graphics can only get so good, and then you have to immerse people more with
Right.
VR and sensory experiences in the
Yes.
game too. So, who knows, dude?
Right.
Imagine
It's
porn.
interesting you say that though, because I guarantee there's people who also thought that with the Super Nintendo.
Guaranteed.
Like there's that was a common conversation probably.
Yep.
Like it can't get any better than this.
Yep. There's
and
no
then it was
way.
like 2 years later, it's like it can't get any better than this.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
definitely.
Yeah.
And now it's 20 years, 30 years.
Like I remember playing the PlayStation, playing like Metal Gear Solid or like
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 2, sorry, and
Yep.
just being like, dude, like this is the pinnacle.
Yeah.
I can tell what they are. When you
Right.
could tell what a character was supposed to be, instead of being like, yeah, I think that's supposed to be a guy on the screen,
Yeah.
That was pretty revolutionary, man. And then obviously the PS2 and Xbox generation came out and just fucking blew everybody's tits off, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. And again, you won't recapture that, man. That's just something that our generation has that's so special,
Yep.
So
Yeah.
pretty fun, man. So yeah, what is your as an adult now? This is something I kind of discussed. Basically, kind of the point of this podcast, not to explain to you, but kind of explain to the audience is I want to give people kind of this space to discuss gaming in an adult setting. I don't want to say adult like pornography. I'm just saying like a lot of times as an adult, we almost have like closeted gamers. We're like you live this like normal corporate life, and then you'll game quietly by yourself, not even talking to your wife about it or your friends about it because nobody else plays games or anything like that. So I just want to kind of give that experience to people where it's like you can be an adult, live a balanced life, and still game.
Yeah.
And be perfectly fine. So that's kind of what the space is for, So I guess leading into that, what does a gaming life balance look like to you as an adult?
Oof, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It kind of depends.
Yeah.
On a number of things. I think it's just like it's healthy. I think it has if there's a number of people who just wouldn't, there's not a lot of or people who don't enjoy games, obviously that wouldn't apply to, but they have something else in place of that for people that do enjoy games. That's their thing, They
Absolutely.
have to have that healthy, take away from it's a healthy distraction, if you will.
Yeah.
And I think, it's for video games, it's so that healthy hobby it's not just like it doesn't matter what game you're playing, it's that game that you're immersed into this other world that takes you out of the one that you're in right now. Even if it's a great life, even if you have a great life, it's something different. You take yourself out of the one you're in right now and you immerse yourself in this whole nother world.
Yep.
And that's that healthy habit. We're like,
it's almost like a form of escapism to some extent, and not that you want to escape your life, but like you escape the routine, or you escape the reality. Like that's why, like for me personally, I don't play sports games.
Yeah,
because those are real life.
It's so short-lived.
Well, it's real life. I can just go watch sports, but like if I play Skyrim, I'm in a fantasy world that I would never experience anywhere else, or Fallout, or really any like really immersive. That's why open world games is so good. I'm glad we're talking about this topic because a well-realized open world where the world design is so keyed in, like there's no greater form of escapism or immersion short of a VR game, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Where you're in it, So yeah, dude, I think that's true though. And I think it's a good key that you brought up saying that it's healthy because I think it can so easily become unhealthy, but what habit couldn't?
Right.
Well, watching movies,
if you give up on your real life completely, that's when it's just like, that's where you have to find that happy medium.
You're right.
Dig yourself out of that because then, it could be a problem.
Yeah, yeah. And as long as you're still like spending time with your family and your wife and your kids or whatever it may be, and eating well and drinking water and getting fitness in your like I think it is part of a healthy lifestyle because if you
Yeah.
enjoy it, don't deprive yourself of it, man.
Yeah.
And I found that in my past, when I go through like my stints of not playing games, I was depriving myself almost purposefully.
Hmm.
Like, oh, you need to grow up out of that a
Yeah.
little bit. You know what I mean? And there is a stigma against games,
Right.
man. We talk about it on this podcast quite a bit. And I want that. What's the difference between me playing a game for an hour or somebody watching a show, binging a show for an hour?
Right.
If anything,
Yeah.
mine's more, my brain's turned on more. I'm
Yes.
interacting with it more,
Yep.
but it's still, there's this kind of, I guess, social stigma to some extent. I think it's
Yeah.
more acceptable than it has ever been in the past.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I don't know what game that is that kind of drew everybody in. I think the Wii was big though. When the
Mhm.
Wii came out,
Well, yeah, people were exercising. They were
and
doing
old
like,
people were buying it
Yeah.
too,
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And with Wii Fit and Wii Sports and all that,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
people were like,
they had those. I never really played. I don't
like
think I
that
ever had a
mat
Wii,
or
but yeah,
yeah,
you could step on it and like
yeah.
aerobics or
Yeah, it
whatever
was
it was.
silly, man. But I supported people who wanted to do something like that because if that's what drew you into the world of gaming, who knows? Maybe that was an entry point for some people, and then they went on to play controller-based games.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Having said that, though, do you think that you strike a good work-life gaming balance?
Yeah, I mean, I would always love to play more games. I would love to
Amen,
live in
dude.
those worlds a little bit longer.
Yeah, dude.
But I will catch myself sometimes where I am in those worlds a little bit longer than I should be.
Well,
And
what's
that's
the should?
the should is when I'm sitting there playing like I'm like 16 hours in and I'm like,
Straight?
I don't know about straight,
Okay.
but I mean, I'm like like breaks, like so kind of straight.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe like if I had a couple days off or something,
Yep.
I'm really into a game.
I don't think there's
Which
anything
is
wrong. I
the
don't think
healthy
anything-
part of
yeah.
that is like when you're like at work or something, you like cannot wait
Yeah.
to get out of work to
Yeah.
go play that game. That's the best feeling ever. Because then
Absolutely.
you finally get in there,
Yep.
settle in,
Yep.
and you're in that world again. But then the should in that statement though is when you realize like, oh, I have not done anything that I should be doing.
You're right. That is like that balance.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
start noticing like if you're playing, GTA or something that is pretty, parallel with like a real world, but you can do things you can't. I'm doing like I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just walking around, driving, just
But I think it's a
just
beautiful-
cruising
I think
in
it's
this fake world, and I'm
Following
not
like the traffic rules. Stopping at red
Yes,
lights
that's
and
the
shit.
should.
Yeah.
That's the should where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I am like a law-abiding citizen in GTA. I should probably go, like, I'm not gonna call off of work.
But to that end, then would you say that The Sims as a game shouldn't exist then? Because isn't The
I
Sims
spent a lot of
just
time on
an
Sims 2, but-
emulation of like there's nothing exciting. You're living a life,
Right.
working, building a house, and raising a family. Like
Yep. Just breaking rules,
that's all you're fucking doing.
cheating.
Fucking rosebud. Money.
Getting
Yeah.
bored, just burning the house down.
That's right. Put them in the
Keep
pool
in
and
the oven.
delete the
Yeah.
ladder, and they just
Yeah.
swim until they drown.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I definitely fucked around in The Sims. But having said that though, like that is the case with The Sims. Like it is just life.
Yeah.
And again, that's one that I've said in previous episodes where like I would turn it off and be like, man, my life's not that good. Like it's
Yep.
almost a double-edged sword, man.
Yeah. Like I think you can get to an unhealthy point.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the point we're making right now, though.
Yeah.
It's like that you'll figure out your happy medium.
Yep.
Eventually, and sometimes you don't figure it out, but it's fine. That's the beauty of it too. It only gets so bad. If video games get a bad rep, it's like to what extent though?
Well,
At a
yeah.
certain point, it's just like so they spent 5 days longer than they should have.
Yeah. Well, it's
or
almost like
something.
you could draw the comparison. This may be a controversial thing for some people listening, but it's like the comparison of like blaming shootings on guns
Yeah.
as opposed to the mental disorder of the individual who did it, where it's like,
Yes.
well, yeah, this guy played, fucking 50 hours straight, but like I didn't. So
Right.
like, what's wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
The game's not the problem.
Yep.
The individual is not
Yep.
being able to curtail their addiction or their imbalances.
Yeah.
So I just hate when people put it on like when shooting happens, it's like that's the damn video game. It's like go fuck yourself, bro. I've been
Right.
playing first person shooters since I was a fucking kid, and I've never had a temptation to go shoot up a school.
Right.
Controversial. Might get flagged for this on YouTube after that, but I'm going for it, baby. We're feeling saucy tonight. We're a bottle of wine deep here, and we're cruising, baby. We're cruising. So cheers to it. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. What is okay, so I'm going to kind of make this a little bit topical here. Xbox is very controversial nowadays, with the raising of the prices and the fighting of the people. It might be the last system that they make.
Yeah.
You're talking about officially transitioning.
Yeah.
A female officially transitioning.
Oh no, we don't talk about that here.
Officially transitioning to a PlayStation. Did you ever, back in like the PS2 Xbox era or PS3 Xbox 360 era, what did you own during those time periods? I think you had a 360, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that.
The PlayStation 2 was the last PlayStation I had.
Wow.
It wasn't necessarily out of choice. It was probably like a video game that was exclusive, maybe, or something.
Well, Halo was on the original Xbox, so I'm surprised you didn't have an original Xbox then. But you probably, were you much of a Halo guy?
What was the original? Just Xbox?
Yeah. Yep.
I think I did have one.
Yeah. I don't think I knew you then. I knew
Yeah.
you 360 era, or
Right.
yeah, probably roughly. So, yeah, that's tough. I don't know. But yeah, you went 360, and then did you have an Xbox One?
Mhm.
And then you went to the newest, the
Yep.
Series X. That's what you
Yeah.
have as a Series X or an S?
S.
Oh, you have the S, so you don't have a
Oh no,
disc
currently
drive.
I have the X.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
for sure. You like it, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, but I'd prefer a PlayStation just because I was, it's been years, but
Yep.
I always enjoyed PlayStation. It's like nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, like, I still don't really have a preference, to be honest. There's so many games on PlayStation that I'd rather play that I can't without one, obviously,
Yeah.
with Xbox.
I think that's the thing that sways people in the war,
Yeah.
though. You know, unless you have a controller that, in all honesty, I'm a PlayStation guy, but I love the Xbox controller.
Right.
Just fits the hand better.
Yep.
You know, it has a better weight to it. But the PlayStation 5 controller is pretty, for me personally, I think it is a really nice controller. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people don't enjoy it, but I like the way the triggers feel. So,
Yep.
yeah, besides that, though, it has to be exclusives that makes people decide, like,
Yeah.
oh, Halo or Killzone or,
Yes.
Gears of War or Uncharted. So it's like,
Yep.
you really did have to. And I think that's kind of the shame with Xbox getting out of the game is like you do lose that. I mean, Halo's
Yeah.
coming to PlayStation.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Gears of War's on PlayStation now. Like, they've already
Yeah.
bridged that gap now, man.
Yep.
Helldivers going to Xbox, that was a PlayStation property going to Xbox,
Yep.
So you're starting to see that, and it's because Xbox lost the console wars pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so now they've
Well, it makes sense. That's why they're like that desperate,
It's exactly.
buyouts, all those desperate buyouts.
That's exactly what it is, man. It is desperation, and it's a fucking shame because if it was somebody else besides Microsoft behind the Xbox, there's a chance they could have stayed competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I said this in the last
Yeah.
episode, but like I think Sarah Bond, one of the heads of Xbox, went on and was like, exclusives aren't what they used to be. They're not that important. It's like, bro, it's the only reason PlayStation and Nintendo are successful the way they are.
Yeah.
It's because of exclusives. Nobody has
Right.
a fucking Mario game
Right.
except for Nintendo.
Yeah.
If you want Mario Kart, you got to buy a fucking Switch, bro.
Yep. It is smart too. Like I'm, if I didn't have self-control or financial control, I'd have every system for.
Yeah. You're fucking preaching to the choir,
'Cause
baby.
there's days where I'm just like, yeah, that's all I want to play is Mario and Zelda.
Yep.
I used to love Zelda.
Bro, the new Zelda is so great too.
I've heard. I basically have played it because I'll just watch gameplay.
You should borrow my Switch.
Okay.
I'm not playing it.
I will play it.
That's why, like, folks, you heard it here, and if he doesn't return it, I got proof.
Okay.
There it is. Boom. So, okay, cool. Yeah, and I was just curious when it came to, the previous generations. Like, do you think Xbox ever won one of the generations? PS2 Xbox, PS3 Xbox 360. Do you think Xbox ever won one of them? Because it's pretty, synonymous with the fact that PlayStation has probably won a lot of them,
Yeah.
but I would say the PS3 Xbox 360 era is probably where it was like the closest,
Yeah.
So I don't know how you feel
Probably.
about that. I mean, you owned a 360, so,
Yeah.
having not played a PS3 probably as much, you probably would
Yep.
lean towards the 360.
Between those two.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that would have been a generational console war right there.
Yeah.
PS3, 360.
I don't know if I'd never had a preference. I think it was probably a video game, regardless of of it being exclusive or not.
Right.
And maybe it was like the price I had a better price or something. That was always like the factor for me. I was like, well, this one's, $100 cheaper. I'll just go that route.
That totally makes sense, man. I mean, price dictates a lot of it. And nowadays, dude, they're price gouging so hard on these systems, man.
Well, that's why I don't already have a PlayStation 5. Is
Yep.
that whole thing in 2020 when it was like,
Yep.
you couldn't.
Scalpers are picking them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Even at GameStop, I knew a buddy of mine bought like just a normal PlayStation. It was like $800 or $900 or something. And it was like one of those deals where like he was waiting in line because they were like released some statement they will at noon today.
Yep.
We will sell them, and so he was in line, and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Like there's more than
like
10
that.
people, and it was like $1,000 system.
Yep.
Boop, boop, boop,
And
boop.
GameStop's price gouging. It's on them.
Yeah.
It wasn't PlayStation upping the price on these things.
Right.
They would sell them,
Yeah.
and these third party, like Walmart was doing it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm pretty sure it's illegal
Yeah.
what they were doing, man.
No, I know. Well, Walmart also uses like third party.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Amazon.
Maybe
where,
that's
like,
what's playing into it.
It's not either buying through Amazon, but
Yeah.
it's not Amazon. It's somebody else
You're right,
selling,
though. Yeah,
sending and
I think
sending.
that was the problem, but that was a big issue for a while there. But everything's on, even the Switch 2, man, like the price that they want for that thing is insane for this kind of underpowered handheld when I can go get a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally that's like far more superior, and then I could emulate play Nintendo games. It's not legal, you know what I'm saying? But like
Okay, yeah.
the only way to play Nintendo properties is buying this really underpowered, expensive Nintendo machine.
Yep.
So it's just I just don't like the way it's gone. But costs are high, tariffs are high. I get the excuses and the reasoning behind these things, but I just don't know if I'm willing to pay the price that they're asking.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't have a Switch 2 yet.
Right.
I've seen them at the store, but I don't. Firstly, I don't see the exclusive that's really worth it for me. The new Mario Kart looks pretty good, but like.
Oh, I was gonna say, what's the difference even?
It's
just new games.
Yep. New
Okay.
games. That now they don't make games for the Switch 1 anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that's been probably 8 months that it's been out now. I correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it's probably roughly about that. So.
What about the Switch or the Switch Lite or Switch?
So Switch Lite was just the Switch 1, just without.
It's all just one.
Yeah, it was just
unit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Are those still relevant though? Or are those?
It's just as relevant as the Switch 1 is. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Switch 2 is now this whole. So the Switch OLED, the Switch Lite, and the Switch OG are all under the Switch 1 moniker. So if they're done developing for the Switch 1, all three of those are all like kind of the same system.
Okay.
It's like having a PlayStation Pro.
Okay.
Or like the Xbox.
Yep.
I think they had a Pro version that came out in the last generation too. So
yeah,
just a cleaned up version of it. That Switch OLED was nice. Big OLED screen and everything. Because that was my biggest complaint with the Switch is how dark the screen is.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm playing at night, like if I'm playing like a game like Metro, I don't know if you're aware of those games, but you're in the sewers.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like you're Russian, you're in the sewers and nuclear war. It's so hard to see, dude. I can't see shit. And I can't bump up the brightness on the screen anymore. So it makes it near impossible. The OLED would have alleviated that, but needless to say, Switch 2 is the path that they're going on. So anyways. Well, good. Kind of got a history of your gaming here. Do you still consider yourself a gamer nowadays?
I would have now within the last couple of years. I've kind of become it's more of a hobby than it was. I take it less seriously than I used to.
Yeah.
For a while there, I was on Call of Duty, doing that, I took that very seriously. I was buying skins and stuff that don't make any difference.
How much money do you think you put into that game?
Probably, I mean, not like that great, not
right.
an insane amount, but that was one of those things. That was one of my shoulds where I should not have. I was spending days and money. I was just like, oh, what am I doing?
And dude, in those
$25.
Yeah, dude.
This pretend skin.
I know, dude.
This little fisherman outfit.
But it was dope though, wasn't it?
It was so cool.
And nobody else had it.
I was like, I bet I look so cool in this.
Because you can't even see your guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You see his arm. Like, hell yeah.
I can imagine. That was so worth the money. I can imagine I look so cool.
Dude, that is the tough thing about those, dude. And that's actually that's the direction of gaming that I don't like. These live service games that are they're free to play, but they're so heavily monetized that like they almost force your hand in needing to spend money.
Right.
I'm classic for always touting Warframe, as a free to play game, but like there's a ton of pay to play game systems in that. But it's easy to play that game and not pour money into it. Same with Call of Duty though, or Fortnite. I mean, you played Fortnite with your son, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and I haven't really. I played it maybe once in my life, so I'm not too aware of it. But I know it's just so heavily monetized. I just hate the direction that this is going.
It's a genius format.
It is.
It makes me. I just want all of the stuff. All the
There's
things.
a thing in your head, dude. It's like gambling. It's like going to a casino. I feel like
Fortnite, and like I'm not a huge Fortnite fan, but I do enjoy it, and I think they do a good job at like being able to realistically earn a lot of those things. Where like if you're lazy like me, you just buy like coins or whatever it is, and then purchase whatever you want.
That's what they want.
Yeah,
that's what
100%. Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of people probably do that, but
because what's the alternative? You got to pull 40 hours into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but continue your thought. Sorry.
That was pretty much where I was going with that.
Yeah. It's like that's why it's genius. Just like you said.
I'm like, oh, I got to work tomorrow. Yep. I'll just.
They know because they know gamers have grown up. With gaming, so it's like the demographic of Call of Duty. Yeah, there's kids in there screaming the N-word, but like there's also like adults who were kids playing SNES and Nintendo 64 games. So like they know that we have gaming habits, but we also have money now.
Yep.
Boom. That's the best of both worlds, bro. They fucking we grew they
You're
doing
right.
everything they designed us to do.
Yeah.
Dude, you know?
And like you were mentioning earlier, we're right there with them. So they're like, hey, this is the perfect time.
Yep.
This is what we've always wanted. And it's at the same time that we also want that.
Yeah. Like we're looking for that
this
outlet.
Is what I wanted when I was playing games 15 years ago.
Absolutely.
Now we finally have it, but it comes at an additional cost.
Yeah, you paid $60 for the game, but here's a $25 skin.
You probably want it.
Not that bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. So, you know, I could sit here. I've been recently going back and playing a lot of older games, and man, it's been really nice to remember gaming for what it used to be in like the PS2, PS3 era. Where you'd buy a game and the whole game was on the disc.
Yes.
And there was no other fluff involved with it, man. You know, it's been really cool to go back to that.
But that's why I actually, if I do, you know, set aside time to play games, I do enjoy like an open world.
Absolutely.
Because those aren't, I mean, you can play some that are like, you know, like Diablo.
You talking
4?
Immortal? Or there's Diablo 4 is the newest.
Okay.
And then the Diablo Immortal was for mobile. Yeah.
So I was playing 4.
Yeah.
And that it's you can play with other players and stuff like that, but it's still open world enough that you can, you know, you can kind of sit back, like everything, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all those games, first person shooters, like extraction shooters, like all those things, they're so fast. They're so fast, and like that's what appeals to me. You know, is like pausable games is like a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And most open world games, like you can, like I said, Diablo 4 is, you know, you can play online, but you can also pause it and like you're not gonna like lose everything you just spent.
So you can pause Diablo 4 when it's online?
I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's
it wouldn't necessarily pause the game for you. It's
no,
just,
but like you, regardless of pausing, it's like you know, you can walk away from it.
You can set your pace.
Yeah.
Like you can find a spot where the pace is not fast because it's open world and you can find a nook almost. Or I think love the lead in to our conversation of our top 3 open worlds, because let's shift into that now. I think that's the beauty of an open world game is you can be as fast as you want or as slow as you want in the same contiguous map, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's games out there like, I don't know if you have this on your list, but The Witcher 3, where it's like kind of segmented open worlds, but on the whole, it still is an open world game.
Sure.
But it's like the beauty of being able to go fucking balls to the walls, full force on a mission, and then go up on a cliffside and just sit there. You can even leave the controller and just watch the weather go by. You know what I mean? I think there's a real fucking special thing about that, man.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes the games medium so much different than movies or books or any other medium. Firstly, that's interactive, but the second fact that like a world continues deemed upon how you consume the content.
Yes.
You know, it's just it's super fucking special, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So having said that, we're going to start talking about our top 3 open worlds. I have quite a few honorable mentions I'm just going to throw in before my number 1, just so we could kind of, you know, talk about those, because there's so many open world games. It was really hard for me to dwindle these down, but I do have a 3, not in really any order. Maybe my number 1 is my number 1, but they're just kind of like all open world games that I've enjoyed. But Trevor, why don't we start with your number 3? Are yours ordered? Are yours ordered in like your number 1 is your number 1, your number 2 is your number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your number 3?
Loosely.
Okay.
Number 3.
Yep.
You
should have wrote them down.
I should have wrote. No, I have. I have what I guess you would call an honorable mention too. So I'm battling with the 3rd and 4th and the 5th.
I got a list of 10 right
and
here.
6. But I guess I honestly I'll call back to Diablo 4 because that's probably the most recent one that I played.
Hell yeah, dude.
That one,
good call.
Yeah, and that one I also played as a child too.
Yeah,
same. I think I played like at friends' houses on like PC or something.
It was a PC. I believe it was PlayStation 1 as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I played it on PC as well. Diablo 1. What a cool game, dude!
It was
revolutionary. You never had a dungeon crawler like that before.
Yeah.
You know, you had the village up top, and you just go down into the depths, man. You plunder until your heart's content, man. You know, and that was unmatched.
Yeah.
Blizzard used to be such a great company, dude, for that.
I know.
Yeah.
They did like World of Warcraft and StarCraft.
Yep. And they still do,
It,
they still
yeah.
do all those as well, but now they do Overwatch as well. And they've
Okay.
just kind of become a different company completely.
Mhm.
The same thing with like over monetizing their games and
Yeah.
just making the wrong decisions. But neither here nor there.
Sure.
Diablo 4 though.
Yep. That one's, I think, the most recent game, let alone open world um platform that I've played.
Okay.
And I got decently far. I don't know, like I'm trying to think if that even has like a storyline because it is
I'm
a
pretty sure
very
it
like
does.
I up do upgrades and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff and you
Yep.
progress um by and that one's very much not like all those fast-paced
Yeah.
online games. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can still every once in a while I'll be battling some ghouls or whatever,
Mhm.
and then you'll see somebody else come up and they'll help you.
Yeah.
And they'll just come up and help you, and
Yep.
I think that's really cool. I
I
think
couldn't agree
it's a
more, dude.
perfect medium of
Yep.
like, hey, there's a real person. This is so fun.
Yep.
Hey, will you come help me? And then do little gestures. I don't think there's any
Like emotes
yeah.
or whatever towards
Yep.
each other. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's why with my age, I don't like PvP games so
Mhm.
much, player versus player. I like player
Yes.
versus enemy. So it's like everybody's kind of banding together
Yep.
to verse the computer. I prefer that
Mhm.
anymore because I don't like the competitive nature. I think that's why I'm holding back on purchasing Arc Raiders because it's
Okay.
PvPvE. So it's like,
Both, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like you're playing. I've heard a lot of like camaraderie between players though.
Yeah.
Like even when you run into people out there,
Team
you're
up.
kind of just waving to each other and moving on, or like
Okay.
helping each other out, kind of like what you're seeing with Diablo.
Yep.
But that could easily. I played some extraction shooters like that before, where people just fuck you up and you lose
Yeah.
everything on that run, dude.
Right,
And that
right.
is just not a level of gaming I'm trying to
Yeah.
entertain at this point in my life.
Stresses me out.
Yeah, fuck. Well, dude, it's like 40 minutes of your life. That's why I'm
Yeah.
so. Not to get off topic here, but that's why Battle Royale is so hard for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Call of Duty Warzone and
Right.
Fortnite and PUBG, like to
Yep.
put 40 or 50 minutes into a round, see one person and they kill you.
Yeah.
I can't do it, bro. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a bigger waste of time for me personally.
Oh, I know.
And I'm not getting any payoff from it either,
Yep.
So
I agree.
I think Diablo probably strikes a really good balance of it being just PvE, probably a really rich world, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, Blizzard's great at that,
It's
dude.
so well done.
Yeah.
It's just like and that's probably what I like most about it.
Yeah.
Is the the mechanics it's pretty classic in terms of like fighting.
Yeah.
Like well on Xbox it's like X is like slashing.
Yep.
And B is kicking or like
Yep.
rolling or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's just, the button smasher.
Yep.
I love that.
I agree.
It brings me back to the,
Yep.
those old games where that was the only option.
Do you remember like the old Diablo? You just like click on,
Yeah.
click on them with that little hand.
Yep.
You just,
Come on.
swing faster, damn it! Yeah, that's definitely. Do you like that isometric view too?
At first I wasn't so sure.
Yeah.
And then I loved it.
Yeah.
It's because it works for that game.
I think I need to play more isometric games to garner my love for it a bit more because it is the thing that holds me back from Diablo is that view.
Yeah.
Or like Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if you've heard of that, but same thing.
I've heard a lot about. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want to get into that.
Yeah,
But that's one
same.
of those games where I'm like that happy medium. I already know for sure as soon as I fire that up,
hundreds of hours.
I'll see you.
Yeah, hundreds. See you, Meg.
Yep.
See you after our son has graduated.
Let me know. I might be able to set aside some
If I can
time.
bring the computer with me to the graduation
Yep.
ceremony, I'm there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's definitely cool. Maybe it's something I'll happen with you, man. I've been looking for a reason to try the new Diablos. And because isometric views have always held me back, I've always kind of been a little held back. But like a lot of people I know play it. I think shout out to JP. I believe he's listening.
JP.
Yeah, JP. Woo woo. I'm pretty sure he's a Diablo fan as well.
Nice.
And a Baldur's Gate. So it should be something I consider. So
yep.
Awesome. First, great choice too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, and it's not one that's even on my list because
full disclosure, it actually wasn't on mine either until it got like I thought of it
Mm-hmm.
in conversation.
Isn't that the most natural one
Yeah.
that like it should, because it's really, I look up these lists of like top 100 open worlds, but then I look and I'm like, oh, this is how I felt playing that. It's how I felt playing that. But sometimes it is one that I'm like, oh, but what about that fucking game, dude? It may not be conventionally open world or it may not be conventionally horror, but this is what it did for me. So it is about personal experience, man.
Yep.
I mean, genres are genres. I'm not going to sit here. Never mind. I was going to insult somebody, but we're recording here. So, all right, my number 3, open world. Boy, let me kind of look here.
Take your time.
Right. Have you played any of the Far Cry games in like the history? Yeah.
Yep.
Do you remember which ones you've played?
5. I think 5.
5.
Is that it was the one where there's like a cult?
Bro, that's the fucking one. Far
Yeah.
Cry 5 is my number
Okay.
3.
Nice.
I love that world.
Yes. Dude.
I like the music of that game too. I mean, it's set in Montana for anybody who
Yeah.
doesn't know, and it's about this like kind of religious cult. And I do have my qualms with the story. That's not what we're talking about today. Is not the story. You know, I didn't
Yeah.
really love how like you'd all of a sudden just get knocked out by the boss, and then you'd end up in like their section of the map, and you have to get out of there. But the world design and the music and even the vehicles and the traversal.
Yes.
Oh man, I loved that game.
It was
dude.
phenomenal.
And I love almost all Far Cry's too. Far Cry
Yeah.
3 was the one on the island. Far Cry 4 was in
Okay.
the mountains. Far Cry 6 wasn't that great. That was the one on the island with Giancarlo from
I didn't
Breaking
like
Bad.
that one either.
Yeah, I beat it. Don't get me wrong, but and I probably sunk like 60 hours into it too. But like
Yeah.
something about Far Cry 5's vibe.
Yep.
There's not another Far Cry that did it.
It was crispy. It
Yeah.
was better than 6 in
Yep.
terms of
Yep.
like fluidity,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
Like,
it was tightened up
felt
correctly.
better. Yeah.
I think
Driving in that game was probably the most, like, even just on screen,
Yeah.
without VR or anything,
Yep.
was the most realistic point of view.
Yeah, I agree.
For like if you look to the side and like the driving.
And you know, maybe there's something to be said about the fact. I mean, maybe you can make the argument that GTA is that as well, but like the fact that it's set in America and we're American-based drivers,
Yeah.
that like driving in, it's like, bro, this feels fucking real. Like I've been here before,
Yeah.
bro. You know. Yeah, dude. There was just something about that, and I think even probably going back and replaying it, it wouldn't have the same feeling. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was about the time and place when I played it, but and the cool thing about like an open world game, I don't know how you are, when I'm playing one, it's the only game I play.
Mhm.
I won't go out and play other. I have to play this game until
Sure.
I beat it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to break the immersion.
Yeah.
I don't want to relearn the
I know that
controls,
feeling.
remember the story. Like I have to stay in that shit. So Far Cry 5 wasn't even a struggle.
Yeah.
Sometimes an open world game, I'm like, dude, I'm slogging through this. Like I just want to fucking beat this, man.
Yep.
I never felt that with Far Cry 5. And also great ending.
Yeah.
Do you
I
remember
don't
the
know
ending?
if I ever finished.
Oh
it,
my gosh, I don't want to go.
Well,
I
I
don't
don't know
want.
about the audience,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm okay with spoilers.
I mean, it's an older game at this point. I'll say it without saying it, but like, I love unhappy endings,
Mm.
and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
Like, fucking
Yeah,
cool, dude.
honestly, I can't even remember. Because
Yeah.
I did put a lot of time into that too.
Joseph Seed. It was a yeah, and also love that story. Love the idea of
Yeah.
like the religious cult, you
Yep.
know. Yeah, and it made
I love fucking them up, dude.
yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
It's like they're so annoying.
There's nothing wrong with violence in video games.
Yeah. Got a lot of anger out in that one.
Hell yeah, baby.
Like a lot of
White trash.
they got what was coming to them.
Yeah, damn right they did too, man. Woo! But you know, it's a shame too because that company, Ubisoft, has really gone down since then, and they actually just lost the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Oh, really?
They went to a different company.
Oh, wow,
Yep.
that's not good.
I know. Well, I mean, I think it is good because the reason they lost is because they can't make a good Assassin's Creed anymore.
Oh, right.
So,
well,
and
yeah,
actually,
that's a good point. I haven't played them since. It's been a while. Actually, no, I
you know
didn't
the
play-
last one you played?
Yeah, I think Origins. Or
Okay, so you played it since they've reinvented it kind of and made it more of an action-oriented game as opposed to more stealth-based.
Right.
Origins was the Egyptian one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great game still.
Yeah.
Great world design. And I don't want to put any spoilers if that's a game you've chosen
It's
ahead
not.
of here.
Just
Yeah.
letting you know.
But good.
Yeah.
But you know, having said that, I'm not opposed to Ubisoft continuing to develop games, but they need different people in there, or they
Yeah.
need to reinvent or rethink the direction they're going
In my
with
opinion, they peaked at Black Flag.
Man, it's probably going to be an honorable mention of mine. Well, it isn't in my top 3, but what a great fucking open world, dude. I think it's the best Assassin's Creed for me personally.
Talk about immersion. Like that was like I didn't like. If I wasn't playing that, if I was watching TV, it had to be pirates.
Yep.
I was. I couldn't get away from. I had to like
Yeah.
If I was writing anything, I was just like, well, I guess I'm writing something about
You
pirates. Yeah.
You die, remember?
I did, yeah.
Now, did you? You said that you played Origins.
Mm-hmm.
You played Skull and Bones, right?
No.
Or no? Wasn't there a pirate game you played on Xbox?
It would have been Black. Oh,
not Skull and Bones, but
what is it?
everybody listening probably knows it already.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Yeah, you played it. What'd you think? Because that's Ubisoft. I'm
It's
pretty
fun.
sure. Yeah,
It's fun. It's not like really for me.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad game.
Why wouldn't it be for you? It's a fucking pirate game. If Black Flag's for us, why isn't Sea of Thieves? But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I didn't play Sea of Thieves or Skull
Okay.
and Bones either.
in my opinion, you have to play it with somebody, preferably somebody you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's the cool thing about it that makes it almost, it's pointless to play alone because
Yeah,
I've tried both ways too. Like I
yep,
played with a buddy once and it was a really fun time
yeah.
because you have one person steering and then the other person's looking at the map downstairs and you're communicating.
That's fucking
The
cool, dude. I
collaboration and
love that idea,
gameplay,
dude. That is
that's what's
so
cool
fucking
about it.
cool.
You play it by yourself, like for me, I'm going down. I'm sinking.
Well, how would you even navigate otherwise?
Right.
You're running up and down? I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, I
you
mean, you
almost need
literally
that.
do. If you
Yeah,
like, if something, and not to mention if another player or a bot or something like, damages your ship,
mm-hmm.
it will fill with water, and you have to take a physical bucket
Yep,
and empty it. And
yep.
so if you had two people, you actually have a fighting
It's
chance.
fucking cool, dude.
But if you're solo, like it's just, you
Yep.
see my point.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. Yeah.
getting it is a really good time with more than one person.
Yep. I can only imagine, man. And it's a shame that it was underbaked the way that it was, I would say,
Yeah.
because the potential, people are clamoring for a good pirate game. They
Mhm.
are.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because
Let's go play Black Flag.
they're remaking it.
What?
Yeah, dude. I think they should, though, maybe. Maybe clean up the grass, get a
Yeah.
modernized looking one.
It
But
still looks pretty good
I
though.
know it does.
It
I
does.
know.
Like it's
I
such a
played,
beautiful game.
it was probably like 4 years ago at this point that I played it for the first time.
Yeah.
And dude, that was one of them that like I didn't stop playing that game until I beat it, and I didn't play any other games
Yeah.
with it.
Yep.
Kenway was also one of the best protagonists too. He
Yeah.
was such a good, like, strong character, good
Yep.
character for it. Because he was like kind of your anti-hero too.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually an assassin. You remember he like stole the garb off a dead
Yeah.
body or something like that. So
Yep.
I think that's super cool, dude.
Yeah. It was a phenomenal game.
Great game. Was that on your list? Your top 3?
No,
Great,
but
great thing to
we
bring
can
up,
end
dude.
there though.
Truly, truly. Okay, so yeah, I said Far Cry 5. We loved it. What's your number 2?
I would have to say Morrowind.
Wow,
Yeah.
great fucking callback, dude.
Yes.
Original Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought so.
Morrowind opened like this whole thing.
Yep,
I'm
it
sure
did.
I'm not the only one, but
No.
for me, like I felt like I was always a little bit behind. Like everybody, I would always hear about like this next revolutionary thing,
Yeah.
and then I'd play it, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, right, okay, it's better than the last game, okay. And then I'd play it, and I was like, and that was one of those games for me is
Yep.
Morrowind.
Yep.
I spent probably more time on that game than any other game.
Any other Elder Scrolls game?
It's probably neck and neck with Skyrim,
Wow.
which was going to be my number 2, but
Course,
I have
course.
to give it to Morrowind.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
I
the one who
respect
set
that.
it up.
I
That's the one.
respect that.
Yeah,
Because also, by the way, bigger map, potentially better story, maybe a bit controversial there.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I remember that game too, like coming off and having the stilt walkers there that you could like travel around the map with, and
Yeah.
I like the introduction. Well, I don't know, Skyrim's introduction is pretty legendary at this point,
It's so good too. That's what I'm saying. They're neck and neck
Yeah.
in many, many different ways.
Yep, it's yeah, and honestly, Skyrim's a game I probably only put 7 hours into it so far.
Oh wow, really?
I've never beat it.
Oh.
It's so high on my like need to play list, dude.
I've never beat it either,
Really?
to be honest with you. Yeah, or Morrowind.
Well, me, yeah, Morrow
I-
and me either. I had it on Xbox. I probably, who knows nowadays? I'd only be guesstimating. I probably only put like 10 hours into it. My
Yeah.
problem with Morrowind, I always got a headache when I played it. It was something about the frame rates. Sometimes
Yeah.
older games will do that to me. If I play them for too long, I get a headache.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Maybe I was just a dehydrated fat little boy when I was playing it. Maybe that's more or less what the issue.
You're malnourished. No,
Right? Yeah, malnourished.
Malnourished.
Exactly. I was not balanced back then with my game playing. But man, Morrowind.
Mountain Dew and
Damn right. Fucking Game Fuel and Code
Nerd
Red.
Ropes.
God, dude.
Code Red, yeah.
Dude, Code
That
Red.
hit, though.
It probably still does.
Just sucking those things
I'd
down.
chug one right now. And, it's like painful. Like you're still chugging it.
You feel it. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, dude, that's some
we
good
should
shit
go
right
for
there.
some of that Red 40.
Dude, bring it on.
It's just a
I'll lose a couple centimeters off my dick just for that Red 40 experience. Give it to
Yeah.
me, man.
We
I
should
got
go
plenty
get
to
some.
spare, folks. I got plenty to spare.
we should go
Mark,
get some.
yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Let's drink more.
Let's
and go
have a
drive.
few more beers and then go.
Let's go drive there. Yeah,
Just kidding.
Morrowind, man.
Just
I
kidding.
just cool to choose Morrowind because of how strong Oblivion and Skyrim are as
Mhm.
games. They're
Yeah.
both questionably better games, or are supposed to be because you're building upon the last one.
Right.
But I think a lot of people would make the argument that Morrowind is still better. So
Yeah.
I respect you for
loved
that
it.
choice. Yeah.
Thank you. I loved it.
Yeah.
I still think about like I would always I had this bad habit of like I would start a character because that was another cool part too, is character creation.
Oh, dude.
It was next level.
Absolutely.
I was like, what? You can be this guy and then change his face?
Yep. Yep.
For me, I could be wrong, but I think that was the first game where like
A
you could
character
get, yes,
creation. Yeah.
to that extent where I was like,
Man.
dude, I'm changing this guy's
I wonder
muscles.
if it. I wonder if that was my first one too. I'd have to look. I mean, maybe Fable, but I think that probably came out
That was
before Fable.
pretty standard. Like you had like what they,
You're
you
right.
know what I mean?
Actually, yeah, you're right. It may not have been able to edit the character on Fable. I
And
think. I
Morrowind
think
was
you're right.
before like not Far Cry, but I love these games. I'm disappointed in myself for not knowing right off the top of my head. But
Are you thinking of another fantasy like base game? Like
same developers, everything. Far or no,
oh,
please help me.
fucking Fallout.
Fallout. God.
Yeah, Fallout 3 would have been around the
Yes.
same time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So same.
Developers,
Yeah.
Bethesda. Yep.
And
Yep.
character creation mechanics.
Yeah.
That-
Fallout 3 got wild
oh.
because you were like, oh, didn't you design a kid in that one because you started as a little kid in the shelter? I don't recall. It's been so long since I played Far Cry
I think
3,
it was.
but Far Cry.
Yeah, same.
Whatever. You guys know what we mean, okay? I'm not editing the words to sound
Catch up.
correct later. Yeah, fucking keep up with us. We're a couple
They'll
drinks
They'll
in,
figure it out.
okay?
Just tag it.
Morrowind, okay?
Just
You
don't
like
tag
it?
Far Cry.
Well, we did talk about Far Cry as well. It's probably why it's confusing us right now. So, excellent second choice, man. And I'm glad too because I didn't pick a Bethesda game, so I was kind of hoping you'd pick one because they all. I mean, come on, those are revolutionary open worlds. So it's like one
Most
of them
people
deserved.
think of that, I assume.
Yeah.
When I think open world.
Absolutely. So, starting to look at my number 2. Man, everything's so. It's a tough one, man. But I'm gonna give it to this one, and this is a tough one for me because I haven't beat it yet, and that's usually my standard is I have to beat a game before I can put it on my list. But it's Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Currently playing it right now. Now, the reason I'm able to do it is because I'm like 50 to 60 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've done my due diligence.
Yes.
Like I've seen this fucking world. I've seen most of the story so far. I haven't beat it. I haven't gone to the island of Icky for the expansion. But like, wow. And you want to talk about a game where like you stop and can just leave the controller and see this beautiful vista. That game does it. And the beautiful thing about that game too is there's no mini map. When you need to know which way you go, you swipe up on the touchpad and it's the wind. And you see which way the wind goes. That's the way you go, dude.
That's cool.
So you're not staring at a map the whole time. You're
Right.
literally fixated on the screen.
You're immersed.
It is, dude. And on top of that,
that is cool.
Not only is there mission points, but there's places that you stop and write haikus, poems. There's hot springs that you go and you reflect on the story so far and you get more health. So it's like all these like side missions you get to go to are all like very meditative and like growth focused. Another one, you find these shrines that you pray in front of and you get charms from them. So it's like they have immersed you not only in the world and the story, but also the side missions are. And yeah, maybe you could say there's a little repetitive and redundancy once you're in like your 12th hot spring,
Right.
But every haiku you go to is a different vista that you write about.
I've never played it. It's one of these haikus. Is it comparable to like in Assassin's Creed when you get to the peak, like the Eagle's Nest?
No.
Or what?
Yeah. So basically, So with Assassin's Creed and the Eagle's Nest, that's when you'd unveil the map, right?
Yeah.
Which is like what Far Cry, all Ubisoft games did that too.
Yep.
These haikus, what you do is like say it's a rock in front of a river. He'd sit down and you'd get this view, and it's cool because it's like really like melodic, like throat singing plays through the PlayStation has a speaker in the controller.
Okay.
And it plays through the controller, and you'll get like 3 points of like different statements, like heavy like death or bright like spirit, and like you'll choose one, and then another 3 will come up, and then another 3, and at the end he builds the haiku out of the 3 points statements that
Is there like a wrong answer?
No.
It's all just creative.
Yep, exactly. It's all just like what emotion was evoked from you sitting in this serene scene.
That's a cool concept,
dude. And I haven't seen it done since. Maybe I mean the sequel Ghost of Yote has come out, and I'm sure I've heard the main complaint about that game is that it's basically Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Right.
Which isn't inherently a bad thing, but like for me, I'm not drawn to purchase that game because I just I'm going to spend 100 hours plus in Ghost of Tsushima.
Sure.
I don't need more Ghost of Tsushima.
Right.
I want something new, I don't necessarily need Ghost of Tsushima 2.0. And if I ever play the sequel, it's probably 8 years down the road from now when I'm finally ready to play another Ghost of Tsushima game. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I don't know any other world that firstly keeps you so undistracted by the map markers, has such gravitational like growth in its side missions, and a strong protagonist, dude. He's so the story is that he's a samurai, but with this war that's going on with the Mongols invading Japan, he has to now learn how to be do ninja. He has to learn how to kill without honor. So like the samurais understood that like you had to fight someone head on. You had to look your warrior in the eye when you're killing them. And now he's learning, like, no, sometimes I have to, the numbers outnumber us.
Mhm.
I have to sneak into these areas, kill them without me seeing, and that's against my code. So it's about
Mhm.
this guy who's torn between the samurai code and saving his country.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah, I already know I'm gonna love
creme de
it.
la creme, dude.
That's one of the games that I will buy a PlayStation for.
Yeah. And rightly so,
Like
too.
I would buy like I'm buying that game
Yeah.
for $500.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then all the other games just come
the
with
system
that
seller.
game essentially.
So what Halo 2 was for the
Yeah.
Xbox 360.
Yep.
You know, like,
That's like right up my alley because it's so cinematic, dude. You know
Yeah.
me, I'm like a
Kurosawa mode.
cinephile.
It's got Kurosawa mode.
I'm in a
dude.
Kurosawa phase right now.
Yeah,
I
it's-
need that game. I don't even want it.
It's fucking necessary. I need to IV that shit straight into my
Yeah.
bloodstream, dude.
Yep.
It's a special game, man. And I do wish nothing but the best for those developers. You know, I know the Ghost Yote didn't sell that well, so you know, you kind of worry about the future of these studios a little bit when they don't make, you know, a game that sells as well. But I hope the best because I want to continue seeing games like that produced.
Yeah.
You know,
They will. There's enough of us that appreciate that.
It's a contentious time right now in the game studios, man. You know, like
Yeah.
if games don't sell well right now, based upon Call of Duty and Fortnite numbers, they cut the studio.
Mhm.
And they cut half the staff. And I'm not saying half that staff doesn't need to be cut. If that game wasn't written well, maybe they should trim the fat, you know, and start over again. But like, it's just a shame to see that happen. Here's the thing we forget sometimes. We play a game like Fallout New Vegas, and we're like, oh my god, dude, that game's story is so fucking good. Obsidian is such a good developer. But now you play an Obsidian game like The Outer Worlds 2 that just came out 15 years later. That's not even the same people. They've all left that studio.
Right.
And they've started new studios. So like, you're buying this game based upon the fact that you love Fallout New Vegas, but it's not even the same people. So that's the problem that we run into. You see it a lot with series. That's why series often fall off by season 3 or 4.
Right.
Because all those writers have been stripped and they went on to write on different shows. It's the same thing in the gaming industry, dude. Yeah. So maybe that's the issue we're running into more than anything.
That's something that I don't think about at all. And I guarantee, like, that's a real thing.
Oh, it is. That's what happens to these gaming companies and to these series as well.
Right.
That's why they need to end most shows by season 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because that's why shows get so much worse by season 3 or 4.
Yeah.
This is a whole new crew of people writing, and they don't understand the character.
Yeah.
Or what their desires are, their motivations. You know, it's really elementary, but like, it's easy for me to sit here and say that. I'm not the one in the writing room, but I just think they need to remember that.
It's hard to argue that, though.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's why like shows like The Witcher suffer.
Too much sense.
Yeah, when people make the Witcher show and they're like, well, we never played the games or read the books.
Yeah.
It's like, well, go fuck yourself, bro.
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch it then, man.
That's why I love oh my god, I almost forgot it again, but the Fallout
the series. Yeah.
I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I went back and watched it and I did enjoy it. Yeah. But when I first watched it, I turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
it's Jonathan Nolan too, which he did Westworld.
Yeah, and it's Christopher Nolan's brother.
Yeah. So
he did do Westworld.
Yep.
But Westworld fell apart after season 3 or 4.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. But I wouldn't even put that on him necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. They probably lost their writers. And honestly, once you left the world of Westworld, you're not as compelling anymore. Now you're just androids attacking the real world. It's a completely different story arc. And that was almost the inevitable direction that story was going to go.
Right.
So it's like Westworld's almost like doomed from the beginning to some extent, you know. So
which I thought the first season was phenomenal. And just like most games I've apparently played, I also haven't finished that either. I have a bad habit of starting things I can't finish.
A lot of people though, dude. Yeah. It's honestly, the problem is an oversaturation of content nowadays. I personally believe.
Yep.
You know, that Alex is so bad 100%. At that, dude. Alex is so bad at finishing games.
Yeah.
Which let's have a moment of silence. Can we have a moment of silence for my previous co-host, Alex Van Dam, who is still struggling with the rare form of AIDS that he has right now. Alex, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Get well, buddy. Get well, buddy. Yep. That's our boy right there. All right, moment of silence. Hats off. Okay. Back to it.
Anyway.
Okay, so that was my number 2. On to our number 1s. Let's do our honorable mentions first, actually.
Okay.
You said you did have one honorable mention you want to bring up before your number 1. What are you working with over here?
Oh,
because it probably would have been your number 3 before, but Diablo 4 stuck in there.
I don't even know if I remember what.
Well, I could bring some up, and maybe that'll end up being yours. You gotta mention GTA's.
Yeah. Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 5, 4, Vice City.
Yes.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is unmatched, bro.
Yeah.
It's Rockstar, and I'm sure we'll touch more on their other franchises in a second here, but like, they may be the best ones doing it in the game right now.
I was gonna say we most definitely will.
Yeah, there's not even a doubt in my mind about that. So, but I don't know if you heard the news. I think it was actually yesterday or 2 days ago. They just got basically, they fired 60 people that were maybe attempting to unionize.
Oh no, I
They
didn't know
would
that.
consider that a union, but it got delayed.
I did know
Yeah,
that. I
until
didn't know
what,
about.
November of 2026, I
Yes.
think.
Yep.
I'm fine with that personally.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not in any hurry to play it.
I understand like on a business level,
Yep.
like they're not going to release it before it's ready.
Yep. I
Like,
don't want them to.
yeah,
All I'm gonna do is bitch about how it's not ready,
yeah.
dude.
I don't think. I mean, there's so many people who are devastated that have been waiting. That this means so much to them, and I empathize with that too.
Sure.
But like from the developer's perspective, like I'm not gonna, at my food truck, I'm not gonna make a euro like less than they're expecting from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it.
Like, well, if you come back in 6 months, it'll be an even better euro.
Give me the money now, and then that's a bad analogy, but it's
I get what you're saying with it, though.
Yeah.
It's like, and us as the consumers, like, I don't even know why I mean, like, unless you're just really excited to play the game, or like you've created a business out of Grand Theft Auto Online. I don't know if you've ever played GTA 5 online. It's all,
oh yeah, that's usually what I play.
that is a different world, dude.
Yeah,
I've seen servers where people like have full-time jobs as people working in those worlds,
yeah,
making money, they're cops. So
like
the
actual money.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy. Yeah,
I'm fucking telling you, like,
yeah.
and
I I fuck with it quite a bit. Like if that's another one of those games, and I usually tend to do online with those
Yeah.
ones now.
Yep.
It's hard for me to like GTA specifically. It's hard for me to not like it's an immersive game. So if I'm
Mhm.
playing online, it's just like that much more immersive.
Hell yeah.
Where and I love the not necessarily character creation, but the fact that you can walk into a store. And I know you can do this not
Right.
online too, but
Right.
like the online version is like you're developing this whole persona,
Yeah.
this whole alter ego in
Yep.
this video game where you are completely free to do whatever you want.
And like a fully functioning city, quote unquote.
100%. Like I'm going to the casino and I'm
Yeah. It's wild, dude. Getting a penthouse suite and shit like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that throws you off is when people are like flying around like motorcycle jets. Like I think once
Right.
it's like you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain kind of a thing. Where
Yeah.
it's like it all starts so pure, like Call of Duty
Yeah.
Online, and then all of a sudden you got like Family Guy skins and Beavis and Butthead
Yeah.
skins. It's just like, whoa, wait, well, hold on. You need to reel it back and remember that this is a military shooter. Like, and then Call of Duty has like race tracks in the sky and shit. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto has that. So it's like, I think we do get to a threshold where it's like, I'm out now.
Yeah.
Like, I support everybody continuing to do it, because
Right.
I did it back in like the Counter-Strike days,
Uh-huh.
but like, it's just not where I'm at anymore.
Right.
So Grand Theft Auto's probably potentially the most immersive worlds built by Rockstar. Even talking about Vice City back in the day and Grand Theft Auto 4, unsung hero in my opinion. Another game. Do you ever play? No, you definitely didn't play it because it's on PlayStation. But it's a game called Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like a post-apocalyptic world where basically robot dinosaurs.
Okay.
Like robots took over the world and killed it, but now the world is kind of overtaken by nature and humans are like tribal again. So it's like you're humans in this tribal world, but you're rediscovering so like you're exploring this like kind of vast wilderness, but along the way you're discovering like modern day monuments overtaken by like nature. So
wow.
it's based like the first one was like Colorado. So there's Red Rocks Amphitheater. But it doesn't
cool.
look like Red Rocks Amphitheater anymore.
All, like,
and you just happen to run across and you're like, oh my God, dude, like that's so fucking cool. So like
that is cool.
Like Denver and things like it was just cool to kind of like there's like nothing left anymore because it's been so long since humanity lived in these cities. But they've established cities elsewhere, but it's very tribal, but it's all built upon like the parts of old robot dinosaurs. I say robot dinosaurs because, I don't want to get too far into the story, but it was like an AI that kind of got out of control and started fabricating enemies to destroy mankind, and so mankind kind of fell. The robots overtook the world, and now mankind's kind of like making its comeback. Okay. So that's why it's post-apocalyptic, super immersive world. Not maybe the greatest games in my opinion. I did beat the first one, haven't played the second one. The second one's based in California, in Nevada. But same thing, like super immersive world. Great world design. Great world design will always pull me into a world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And good graphics go a long way for something like that too. So
absolutely.
That's another game. Remember Shadow of the Colossus? Did you ever play that game back in the day?
No, I think I know what you're. It's
Yeah.
more of like a cartoon graphic.
But well, you would say that now just because it's an old PlayStation 2 /
Oh
PlayStation
no, that's
3
not what I'm
game.
thinking then.
No, basically the point, it's like you would take down these big, like 13 colossi across this big open world,
Okay.
but there's no map. Man, one of the best stories in a video game ever. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but basically, like, you would start this big tower in the middle of the map, and you'd hold up your sword to the sun, and wherever it shined, that was the way you had to go next.
Hmm.
And you'd run across this giant behemoth, and you had to climb up it and stab it in its head. And each
Oh,
body was like a maze to try and figure out how to climb up it.
okay.
Oh, this is so
I do
fucking cool,
faintly
dude.
remember this.
Great. And I mean, that's an open world game, definitely. I definitely stand in that ground. And
Yeah.
honestly, that was almost in my top 3 just because of how influential that game was in an open world sense and also in a narrative sense, man.
Yeah.
So fucking good. So I guess that'll be the last. I'll give one more. There's a game called Sleeping Dogs. I don't know if you ever played it. Basically GTA, but in Japan or Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe or China. No, it's China actually. So yes, GTA, but in China, and instead of being so gun oriented, there was fighting styles. So you'd have different fighting styles you could do. You could go fist to fist, or as opposed to always relying on guns. But super great game. If you ever borrow my PS3, you can play it again.
Okay.
I do have it on that. So, anyways, okay. Do you remember your honorable mention, or was
Yeah.
it a?
Or no.
Okay, for sure. Maybe it was one of those. Who knows? So, all right, your number 1 most immersive open world.
It'd have to be Red Dead Redemption 2.
God damn right it is.
Has to be.
Damn right. And I hearken to say it'd probably be my number 1, but I haven't beat it. So I can't,
Yeah.
on all fairness, put it on my list. It was going to be on my honorable mentions, but I figured it's probably your number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
figured we'd be discussing it anyway.
That's
so
just like Black Flag, all those. Yeah, I get so immersed in that it's like all I'm watching is westerns if I'm not playing it.
Absolutely,
because
dude.
it brings you into that. Like I can't.
Yep.
I don't accept the real. I don't accept modern amenities.
Yep.
Like if I'm cooking, it's outside.
Growing your beard out.
Yep. I have to. It's just so good, and that what do you call, like, the mechanics or the algorithm, whatever it is. I don't know if there's a contrast between the online version and the story version, like the two different, because there's like you can play the game and
like
explore, do
GTA
whatever
online.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the online version, which is essentially the same thing, just online.
Same map, different missions, I believe.
Yeah. It's open, completely open world, open to do whatever missions you want to get certain things. Your
with
good
your own
evil
character.
meter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, but the mechanics, the algorithm, what I'm getting at is the intricate, like, little things that with like the NPCs, for example, is I'll be walking around like a little village or something like that, and then there's an NPC walking. If I move my character in front of him, the character will stop, hey pal, and like speak to you. And then if you keep bothering him, that he will get annoyed. And there's I can't wrap my head around the fact that, like, this digital
entity
consciousness can tell that it's like, okay, pal, you need to get away. And I'm like, and I'll test it with like other ones. I'll go to, that alone blows my mind, and it makes me want more. And I don't understand it. Like I said, I'm not even kidding. Like, maybe I'm alone in this, but it's beyond blowing my mind. Like I've seen videos, and I haven't seen this in the game myself, but there's like one sector in the game where there's like a railroad construction, and somebody, like, I saw a YouTube video maybe or something, where they had a video, like a screenshot video of them, like these slaves or something working on the railroad, and they were hitting the nails, which was already crazy that they're just like working like NPCs placed there digitally. But then the person like zoomed in, and the hammer was actually hitting the nail, and it was going
and
in,
they're actually
and then they
progressed.
progressed. And that blows my mind.
Dude, like that's why it's okay to delay a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yes,
that's why
exactly.
It's okay to delay whatever Red Dead Redemption.
They're creating another universe, like a literal reality.
And look what they get off of it. Not counting RDR, but counting Grand Theft Auto, they're making billions. The highest grossing property the highest grossing entertainment property that ever existed is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep. Once it's released, nobody's gonna be complaining. They're gonna be like, oh, okay.
Yep.
That's why we waited.
Yeah, and I don't even understand where the complaints are rooted, but like something like RDR 2, man, I almost prefer it over GTA to some extent, because it's almost that thing of like, I don't want to play like something that's too real life.
Yeah.
Where if I'm going back into the Western, it's like, okay, this is the world you transferred me to.
Yes.
I don't need to go live in LA.
Yep.
I've lived in LA.
I can go rob a bank if I want.
But I can't get dysentery. And also, did you beat the story of the single player game?
No, actually, I didn't.
Dude, it's a great, and I haven't either, so that's again why I can't speak. And I know how it ends. Dude, it's up there as like one of the most emotional gaming narratives I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yep.
Truly, dude. And sitting, I don't even want to compare it to other things, but like it almost made my top 3 narratives, but I couldn't choose it again because I haven't beat the game.
Right.
But I know what the story is. And even Red Dead Redemption 1, did you ever play that?
Oh, yeah. I
Great
love that
fucking game.
That one I did beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
A sad ending there, too. I don't know if you remember it. Ends up getting shot up at his house, and then you play as his son, and his son exacts revenge on all the people who killed his dad.
Yep.
This is so fucking good,
dude. It was
dude.
so good.
And that's
the first one still holds up. I actually have that one too.
And now, cool. In the second one, you get the whole first one's map.
Yeah.
It's just a part of the map, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like the whole southwestern portion of the map is all RDR1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
And then I don't think you can go into Mexico. Maybe I think it ends at the river, and you can't go over to Mexico like you can in the first one. But
okay.
Yeah, that first one, man. And like you said, still holds up. I agree, man. And the only reason it's not on my list for this, is because of RDR2 just being a better version of that.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Same as me picking like GTA 3 now when GTA 4 and 5 exist. It just doesn't make sense. It'd just be a nostalgia choice, I think, more than anything. But that is the number one in my backlog that I need to beat is RDR2.
Mm-hmm.
I probably only put 5 hours into it.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate, dude. My goal is that after I beat Ghost of Tsushima, RDR2 gets reinstalled, and I finally beat it. Because I need to, dude. I know I've loved every fucking second I played in that game, dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a tough one.
Yep.
Good choice.
You and I both. It's also just it's difficult to because there's so much freedom. There's so much open world.
Yep.
And it's just designed so well that I'm like I get almost too immersed.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, why would I follow somebody else's story? This is my story.
Yeah.
Well,
it's true though.
I have the day off today. I'm doing.
I'm sinking that time in, baby. Yeah,
that's what I want to do.
That is tough, dude. It's almost like, do you enjoy the storytelling of Red Dead Redemption was the first time that like Rockstar started getting serious with their narratives. It was always jokey in Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Then RDR came out. I was like, oh, they can write a really realistic narrative.
Right.
And then GTA 4 came out. I was like, damn, that's a good narrative too. Yep. And now RDR 2 and GTA 5, it's like they did. Like they're probably the best in the game right now.
Yeah.
I personally
GTA 4, I also didn't finish as expected probably by now.
Yeah.
But I did play enough where I was like, this is cool, dude. Yeah. It's just that's the best word for it. Yep. It was just a cool story.
It was, dude.
Damn, this is like
Nico Bellic, it was, and also great setting, Liberty City, New York. It was cool to have that, dude, because we hadn't been there since GTA 3.
Yeah.
And GTA 3 didn't even have planes back then, dude.
Right.
We didn't even have a plane, so it's wild to see the evolution. How
better cheat codes in 3 though.
Dude, fuck, you needed them. Fuck, it was so hard to aim in those games.
Yeah. Once
they revolutionized that over-the-shoulder aim with Grand Theft Auto and RDR, it changed everything. Because those games, that's why I can't play the old ones anymore. Mm-hmm. Because they're so hard to aim,
it's
dude.
Tough. Yeah.
And then you're done. It's like there's no skill. There's no hiding behind a wall and peeking up to shoot, dude. So that actually makes it hard to play a lot of older games. But anyways, neither here nor there. Yeah. Great fucking choice, dude.
Yeah.
My number one may be somewhat expected for people who have listened to this before, and I know you may not resonate with this as much, was Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah. Good
Cyberpunk's world. And because I played on a newer system, I got a very different experience than you did when you played Cyberpunk. I know you kind of struggled. You were really looking forward to it, right?
I loved it.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah. And I was hindered by the, technical difficulties that I thought I got away with because I got pretty well into the story and everything.
Yep.
I was on track to actually finish a game.
Whoa.
And then
That's
it
an immersive
crashed out and it it was like
a hard crash your save? Like, did you lose your save?
It was weird. I was like I was in the middle of a mission and then like the graphics, everything just twisted. Like it was like literally my screen with like the graphics and everything just went like digital.
That's so wild.
Like digital crash. And then, and it was almost like it froze,
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen that in a long time. Like, like usually it was like a CD game.
Absolutely.
Or like a disc.
Yeah. Did you purchase it digitally? Like you have a digital copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was all digital.
That is weird,
I loved it. And I've tried playing it since.
Yeah.
And then I think something else happened too, but I don't know if I would try it again though.
It's a hard game that once you're out of it to get back into it.
Yeah.
I probably fell out of it twice.
Mhm.
Once I was like maybe 10 hours in, I fell out of it, tried again, fell out of it. And then when I finally committed that third time, what a fucking well realized world, dude. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
so well designed, everything's so well thought out, how a city would actually be laid out,
Mhm.
how the map almost goes up more than it does out. You know,
Yeah.
so instead of having this ginormous map, we had a tighter map with just so much detail around every corner, under doorway, like. And then the DLC that came out, Phantom Liberty. I mean, I'm not
Mhm.
going to gush too much because I have on previous episodes. It made like one of my number one narratives as well.
Mhm.
It was just so, it unlocked this whole other section of the map and had a story where they brought in Idris Elba, you know,
Yep.
to be one of the characters, and it was like a spy thriller, like espionage. It was just, man, you know, with CD Projekt Red, the people who made like The Witcher and
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, when they write a story well, they're pretty unmatched, dude. And
Mhm.
I'll sit here and say like Rockstar is so good, but CD Projekt does it so good too. I don't
Yeah.
know if they're still the same. You know, again,
Yep.
we're comparing a game that's been out for a bit now. Who knows what these new games will look like? But
Mhm.
man, like that game immersed me for 100+ hours.
Yeah.
I was in it, dude. The world was so engrossing. Once you're able to like really juice up your guy and you're able to like get your double jump and your lunges and you got the mantis arms, like
I thought you were going somewhere else when you said juiced up the guy.
well, that too.
Oh, we were all juicing the guys up.
Ooh, baby.
That
Yeah.
was a first in character creation too.
Yeah, dude. First dong. And it's
Yeah.
so unnecessary. You never even see their
Yeah.
dick in the game. Why?
I know it's like
I actually, you know what, as somebody personally from me who doesn't love like sex scenes in movies and stuff like that,
right.
I thought that was so fucking unnecessary. I gave my guy
It
a
was.
tiny little pecker though. I definitely did. Dude.
Yeah.
The smallest I could get it. Boop! A little button.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's so unnecessary. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there were some titty shots though.
I mean, I'm sure they probably got a few downloads just from that, like
That's weird.
word of mouth.
That's a weird thought. Mouth. Yeah, that was interesting. And again, I'm not sure why they did that, but immersed me even more, potentially even more. But I mean, it was just down to the fact that, like, again, like the lighting in that game, the character design, the dialogue was so good. I mean, there was just, I
Yeah.
really don't. And because I played such a well optimized performed, I waited until like a ton of updates. I didn't even try it when I bought that game and waited like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then when I finally heard like it was patched up, Phantom Liberty's out, I fucking went and did it, dude.
Mhm.
And I'm glad I did because I think I got the best version of it. You know,
Right.
and I often hear that from people who are like, I wish I would have waited
Mhm.
until it was patched up to play it because I know how strong of a game it is now. So I'd say,
Yeah.
you know, it benefits you to go back and maybe try it again
I
because of
will.
how fucking good that game is,
Yeah.
dude. That world is so fucking cool, dude.
Yep. No, I loved it.
Yeah.
Until the day it crashed. I
You know, how many hours do you think you put into it?
If I had to guess, at least like 30 hours,
Okay.
30, 40
Yeah.
hours maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, you got
I was quite a bit into
yeah,
the story,
depending on
but
how many like side missions you were doing, you were pretty, you know,
Yeah.
you dipped your tip into it a little bit
oh,
there. So
I did for sure.
yeah,
It was getting pretty like if I hadn't hit the arc of the story,
Yep.
it was getting there.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
and that's like I said, I truly feel like I was on track to finally finish a game
Hey, you
storyline.
can maybe pick it back up and do it again. Do you
Yeah,
remember which a beginning you chose? Were you a nomad, a
I was always
street
nomad.
kid? Okay,
I don't know why I was just
I
like
went
that. Just
corpo.
okay.
I was a corpo scum. Yep. But and again, that's all I've only done one run through.
Mhm.
But you know, it has multiple endings, and Phantom Liberty has its own endings as well.
Cool.
So I probably played 3 endings, and then I was like, I'll just look up the rest of them. You know, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sit here and just like keep replaying it over and over. But
Right.
such good endings too, dude. Man, again, I love unhappy endings, so that's kind of like my fucking jam. So
Yeah.
and there weren't a lot of them that ended happy with that game. So
Yeah.
great game. Go back and
Yeah.
maybe play it. So folks, I'd say that's pretty much it for today. That is our top 3 plus honorable mentions. Open world games. Chime in the comments with your top 3. JP, I know you're good for it. Maybe we can get a couple more in there. I'm just curious. I've always loved to hear what everybody else's experiences are. I'm sure there's probably some people out there who enjoyed Diablo 4 as well. If you like this, give me a like, give us a subscribe, and tune in for the next episode. Trevor, before we go out, I'm going to send you off with the way that the great Alex Van Dam used to be sent out every day. Send the folks home with a really thoughtful, heartfelt word of advice.
Oh wow.
I never tell people.
No
that.
warning at all.
Nope.
But that's
those
the
are
beauty of it,
those are
though,
the
I guess.
juiciest ones.
Give me a few minutes and we'll
You
come
ain't
up with
got it.
something.
You ain't got it. Some people might be dying right now listening to this.
Well, don't die.
There it is. There it fucking is,
Yep.
folks.
Stay alive.
Yep. Don't die, stay alive. You heard it here first. Take it to the bank. So that's all we got for you today. Again, thank you for listening as well and for tuning in for another episode. And we will see you next time.
Bye bye.